Hi guys, I hope you're well. Um, I hope you had a wonderful Thursday. So today we're going to do the prefix and the suffix. I don't know if your other teachers told you that not next week, the week after next week, we are going to do some assessments. So I just want to do this again and recap. If there is anything you would like me to repeat or that you did from the beginning of the year that you're not completely comfortable with, please let me know. I will put my email address on the back of at the end again, or you can just send a message via the chat, and I will see you, and um, I will try and get something together for you regarding that. So today we're going to do the prefix and the suffix. I heard we have a new learner. Just for that, I'm a teacher. My name is Leandri, but my nickname is Leah. So the classroom rules are basically the same. Raise your hand if you have a question, or you can ask in the chat box. Um, so and please participate. Ask me questions if there's something you are not comfortable with. So we're going to start. So we are going to do the prefix and the suffix today, and we're going to do some exercises together. Now, a prefix, like I'm sure you know, is not a full word. It's a part. It's a word part that is added at the beginning of a root word. Now, a root word must be able to stand on its own. It can't be something it can't stand on its own. Otherwise, it's not a root word, and the thing at the front isn't a prefix. Now, every prefix has its own meaning. When a prefix is added to a root word, it changes the meaning of the root word. I have an example here um, that the root word is safe. And if I put the prefix un before safe, it changes the meaning. If you're safe, there's nothing to worry about. But when I put the prefix on that says unsafe, then it means there's something to worry about. Now, here are a few prefixes that we use a lot and their meaning. The prefix is re. The meaning of re, when you put re in front of a root word, is again, like refill, rewrite, redo. Now, do anyone have another example of a word with the prefix re? Anyone have an example of the... Okay, no one. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Retell. Yes, to retell a story. So you're going to basically tell the story again. That is a good one. Thank you, Lucidi. Okay, now the next one is which means not. So if you're unhappy, you are not happy. Or if you are unsure, you are not sure something. Here I have honor that says unbelievable. That says it's not believable. Ethan wrote reload. So that is the previous prefix. That is like to load something again. So that's a very good one. Now the next one is try, which means three, like a tricycle or a triangle. And we have here unconscious, undo. That is also words with un in front of them. Now the next one is pre, which means before, like pre-reading or prepaid. Now, if you take prepaid, it's something you pay before you use it, like like a prepaid phone. miss is wrong. The meaning of miss, if you put miss in front of a word, it means wrong, like misbehave or misplace or misunderstand. It's something that you do wrong. And the same with dis, it means not, like disable, disgrace, or disagree. Any other examples of words with prefixes? Now I see here that Ona said unfortunately. Now, unfortunately actually has a prefix and a suffix. The un is a prefix, which means not, and fortunate is the root word, and the ly is the suffix. Now, dislike is also a prefix with that means not to like something. Okay. Just going to go to the suffix. Okay. So a suffix. Okay. Here's another one from Ethan that says unprepared. Now, if you say unprepared, that one also has a prefix and a suffix. There's something, the un is the prefix, prepare is the root word, and ed is the suffix. Now, a suffix is like a prefix, but it's added at the end of a root word to change its meaning. For example, the meaning full means full of. So the word beautiful means full of beauty. Cheerful means full of cheer. I'm going to do the same with the suffix that I did with the prefix. Like a suffix, less means without, which is reckless or weakness, anything. Okay, any examples of word with suffix, words with a suffix at the end? I'm just going to go through them again. Like full is full of hope, or like hopeful, it's full of hope, or playful is full of play. Able can be done, like understandable or readable. It's something that you can do. Ed is past tense. Now, since we have this one here, this one is one we use a lot to put something in past tense. You just basically put the word, you just put ed at the end of a word, like jumped, hoped. Okay, walk in the direction, forward, backward. N, made of, like woolen or wooden. Now I see we have a few examples here, like careless, without, that means without care. Sadly, past, stolen. Okay, now here's another suffix we use a lot. The ing, which changes your root word to a continuous verb, like walking, dancing, singing. That one we also use a lot. And this last one, the ly, the way it's done, like to do something slowly or quietly. I see we have a few examples here, like running, breathing, eating. Like that is something you use in everyday life. That is a suffix, preventing. Okay, now I want you to look at this exercise, and I hope you talk to me a little bit during this exercise. But this is basically one with using the prefix un. Now, if you look at the first sentence, I used to be tidy, but now I am what? Anybody wants to answer this question? I used to be tidy, but now I am untidy. Yes. The next one. Last week I was happy, but now I am Unhappy. Yes. That was a fair test, but this one is unfair. Yes. Okay. After the crash, he was hurt, but she was after the crash, but he was hurt, but she was unhurt. Yes. I am prepared for the game, but you are unprepared. Yes. This lace is tied, but this one is untied. Yes. I was grateful for my parents, but he was ungrateful. Yes. And she was sure she could fit it, but I was unsure. Thank you. Now the next one, you see there's flowers at the bottom. We're going to use these flowers to put it to make the words with a prefix. Now I want you to see that if we are doing assessment with this is basically the way I will give it to you. Catherine wanted to plant a garden, but she was unsure. Yes, which kind of flower she wanted to grow. Her mother took her to the gardening store to help her decide. She liked all the flowers so much, she wished she could plant one of every kind. Catherine was what appointed? Disappointed, yes. When her mother told her that would be what possible? Impossible. Catherine was having trouble choosing just one kind of flower. There were so many. Catherine felt what? Whelmed, overwhelmed. Some had large blooms and some were so small they seemed almost whatscopic, microscopic. Catherine's mother, what minded her, reminded her that they could choose a different flower next season. Catherine settled on daisies and was very happy with her garden. Okay, the next one. This one gets an ed at the end. Now, what I want you to remember that when a word is so small, then when you put an ed at the end of this word, I want most of you to um, try and comment on the chat section for this one. Like snapped, our fingers to the beat of the song. I'm going to put snapped on. Like you get an extra P at the end, ed. We snapped our fingers to the beat of the song. You see that? Just remember that when a word is short and there's just one vowel in the middle, you repeat the last letter, like snapped, if you put ed at the back. Okay, so 2, while I was running, I what my big toe? Stubbed, yes. My soda bottle fell over and what all over the counter? Dripped all over the counter. After the wonderful performance, the audience clapped. My mother and our neighbor, what at the back fence? Chatted at the back fence, yes. As soon as I got home, I plugged in my new video game. Plugged in my new video game. Tommy spotted the present that was hidden under the bed. Spotted, yes, spotted the present that was hidden under the bed. She saw the puddle and watched over it carefully. Stepped over it carefully. Now the next one, I want to explain to you the next one because you look at the can and I know you know that it gets another NED at the back, but it can have different meanings or you use can different ways in different sentences. So you need to read the entire sentence before you go and change can. Last summer I canned tomatoes with my grandpa. Now, like I said, you can use can in different ways in different sentences. So just remember that you must, if you're struggling with a word, just go and read the entire sentence, the end also. Don't just look at the word and decide what to do or what not to do. Okay. My family and I what for a new couch. And can I please have a soda? So then sometimes you get confused. So just make sure if you're not sure, just read the entire sentence and then you will know what to use the word for. Okay. Now the next one is my mom said I had to wait until my birthday to what my presents. You can use the words that are there at the top. See there at the top, it's unwrap my presents. My mom said I had to wait until my birthday to unwrap my presents. Now the next one, we had to what the oven before we could put the cookies in. Preheat the oven. Yes. John forgot his backpack and had to what to get it. Return home to get it. Yes. Ashton was sad because she was what to get tickets for the concert. Unable to get tickets for the concert. Yes. Jacob almost fell down because his shoelaces were untied. Yes. Tasha can swim what over 1 minute. Underwater for 1 minute. Sherry was being what when she did not tell the truth. She was being dishonest when she did not tell the truth. Our teachers told us not to not what on the field trip. Yes, misbehave on our field trip. Okay. This one is the last exercise here. I want to quickly tell you something about a prefix and a suffix. Like I said previously, you can put there is words that you use a prefix and a suffix both with. But please remember that if a word cannot stand on its own, if you take away the prefix, then it's not a prefix, because the other word is not a root word. A root word is something that can stand on its own and has a meaning on its own, like wrap or tied or behave. That's why it's important. And remember that it changes the meaning. If I heat something and if I preheat something, the meaning changes. The next one I want to do is we're going to read a few poems. It's short poems. I'm going to read the first one for you. I want you to put up your hand if you're willing to read this poems for me. Like I said, I want to do a bit of recap and a little bit and you so you can read to me. The little turtle on the rocks. He snapped at mosquito. He's
Mosquito. He caught the flea. He caught the butterfly, but he did not catch me.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am?
Yes?
The little turtle. There was a little turtle. He snapped at a mosquito. He snapped at a flea. He snapped at a butterfly. And he snapped at me. He caught the mosquito. He caught the flea. He caught the butterfly, but he did not catch me.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. Karina, I'm going to unmute you.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Fine, thank you. Should I read the whole thing?
Yes, you can.
Okay. The little turtle. There was a little turtle. He lived in a box. He swam in a puddle. He climbed on rocks. He snapped at a mosquito. He snapped at a flea. He snapped at a butterfly, and he snapped at me. He caught the mosquito. He caught the flea. He caught the butterfly, but he did not catch me.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So this is the first poem, The Little Turtle. There is rhyming words here, but you'll see that the rhyming words isn't underneath each other. There's a line that skipped, like turtle and puddle, box and rocks, flea and me. There's something important that I want to show you here. That's why I decided on this poem. I know it's short and a little bit, I know you're a little bit older, but like box and rocks, when you're looking at words that rhyme, it's something that sounds like it rhymes, but it doesn't necessarily need to look the same. And I think that is sometimes something that we confuse when you're doing poems, when we're doing rhyme words. Something that looks the same, we always think it needs to look the same because we are reading. But if you hear it, you'll hear that it sounds the same, and that's important. So basically, that is all that you look for. You look for words that sound the same. So if you're ever doing a poem and you're struggling or you are not sure if it's rhyming words, you just go and say box rocks, and then you will hear, okay, it sounds the same. I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to read it to you. This poem looks a little bit different. Cats purr, lions roar, owls hoot, bears snore, crickets squeak, mice squeak, sheep bark, but I speak. Monkeys chatter and cows moo, ducks quack and doves coo, pigs squeal, horses high, chickens cluck, but I say. Flies hum, dogs growl, bats screech, wolves howl, frogs croak, parrots squawk, bees buzz, but I talk. Okay, I'm going to begin to unmute you and then you can read it to me.
Animal talk. Cats purr, lions roar, owls hoot, bears snore, crickets creak, mice squeak, sheep bear, but I speak. Monkeys chatter, cows moo, ducks quack, doves coo. Pigs squeal, horses neigh, chickens cluck, but I say. Flies hum, dogs growl, bats screech, wolves howl, frogs croak, parrots squawk, bees buzz, but I talk.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Cats paw, lions roar, owls hoot, bears snore, cricket creak, mice squeak, sheep bar, but I speak. Monkeys cater, cows moo, ducks quack, doves coo, pigs square, horses near, chickens duck, but I say. Flies hum, dogs crow, bats creak, wolves howl, frogs croak, parrots squawk, bees buzz, but I talk.
Perfect, thank you. I'm going to go to the next one. Hello.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I can't. Oh, there. Cats purr, lions roar, owls hoot, bears snore, crickets creak, mice squeak, sheep bar, but I speak. Monkeys chatter, cows moo, ducks quack, doves coo, pigs squeal, horses neigh, chickens cluck, but I say. Flies hum, dogs growl, bats screech, wolves howl, frogs croak, parrots squawk, bees buzz, but I talk.
Perfect, thank you so much. Okay, next one. Okay. Lucidi. Okay. I put this one in here because I want you to know that this poem looks different than the previous one. You will see that roar and snore, squeak and speak, coo and moo, there are sentences right underneath each other. So a poem can look like that also. That is the main reason why I put this one in here. And okay, and this poem is a little bit longer and it looks a little bit differently again. So insects. And an insect has 3 body parts, no more, no less than 3. A head, a thorax, an abdomen, and all the parts we see. The head has mouth parts and is well designed, with compound eyes as well. Its antennae sense the world around. They feel and hear and smell. The thorax is where the legs are joined, 3 pairs, 6 legs in all. It's where the wings are joined onto to fly or jump or crawl. The abdomen is where the systems are, the systems that needs to breathe reproduce, and digest the food on which it feeds. Okay, so this one looks a little bit differently. You will see, okay, I'm going to unmute you, then you can read to me, and then I will explain.
Insects. An insect has 3 body parts, no more, no less than 3. A head, a thorax, and abdomen are all the parts we see. The head has mouth parts well designed, with compound eyes as well. Its antennae sense the world around. They feel and hear and smell. The thorax is where legs are joined. Three pairs, 6 legs in all. It's where the wings are joined onto to fly or jump or crawl. The abdomen is where the system that is needs to breathe, reproduce, and digest the food on which it feeds.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Insect. An insect is 3 body parts, no more, no less than 3. A head, a thorax, and an abdomen. All parts we see. The head has mouth parts well designed, with compound eyes as well. Its antennae sense the world around. They feel and hear and smell. The thorax is where the legs are joined. 3 pairs, 6 legs in all. It's where the wings are joined onto, to fly, jump, or crawl. The abdomen is where the systems are, the system that it needs to breathe, reproduce, and digest the food on which it feeds.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, this one looks a little bit different. You will see that some of the sentences are not in the right tense, or there are words missing. Do you know what we call that when a poet does that? They do that because it makes a poem flow better. It makes a poem flow better if sometimes they don't put it in the right tense, or they take out 2 words. Do any of you have a favorite poem? Something that you've read somewhere, even if it's in one of your books or in a handbook or something. We are going to do poems on Wednesday again, next Wednesday. So if there's anything that you would like to, any poems that you like, please let me know. So I'm just going to recap from the beginning of the prefix. Remember, a prefix is not a full word, it's something you put in front of a word. And the root word needs to stand on its own and have its own meaning. When you put something before it, then you change the meaning, and then that is a prefix. Okay. Suffix, like a prefix, but it's added at the end of a root word, which also changes meaning. But again, the most important part of this is that the root word must stand on its own. I'm going to give you a few examples of words that doesn't have a prefix. I'm going to give it to you now. I'm just searching for it. But when I'm going to give it to you now. Just give me 5 seconds. I'm going to go to that page with my email address on. Please, if you have a pen nearby, just write down the address. You will, like I said, we're going to do some assessments, and if there's anything you are struggling with or you need help with, or something you're not so comfortable with, please send me an email if it feels better to you, or send me something on the chat, even if it's tenses or adverbs or nouns, anything like that. Please send me the email. I have extra worksheets and extra work that you can do. So is there anyone that has something that they want to ask me, or words that they are wondering about? Wonderful. Did you make a poem about yourself? I would love to read that. I want to know if there's any words that you can think of that looks like they have a prefix, but they don't actually have a prefix. Okay, Amanda, yes, you can read it to me. And Karina, it's fine if you need to leave. It's fine. If there's anything you want to ask me, then you can ask me, but I'm going to unmute Amanda.
Ma'am,
Hello, Amanda. Yes.
here it goes. Amanda, adventurous, happy person and loves music. Sister of Cleopatra and Junior, who loves music, dancing and singing, who feels happy about friends, who needs tender respect and care, who loves clothes, who gives clothes, love and food, who fears snakes, spiders and wasps, who would like to see the creator of Roblox, who dreams of being an actress, singer, and teacher, a student of Halfway House Primary School, Dorito Girl.
That is very nice. Thank you.
Yes,
Wow,
ma'am.
it's very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Um. Okay. There's a few words in the English language that looks like they have a prefix, but doesn't. I had someone tell me in one of the previous lessons, like prepare, but pair in that context can't stand on its own. So that technically isn't a prefix. Do any one of you have any one of those words that the root word can stand on its own? Nothing. Not one of you. Okay. There's a few words. We'll do those on Monday. We'll do those on Monday, and words with a prefix and a suffix on Monday. If you want to go and search for a few words that looks like that, it will be perfect. It's just you don't need to do it, but sometimes it's nice to have words like that. And like I said, if there's anything else you'd like me to do, yeah, there I have one. Uncomfortable. The un is a prefix, and comfortable, comfort is the root word, and able is the suffix. So uncomfortable is one of those with a prefix and a suffix. Okay. Like I said, if you are struggling with anything, please feel free to talk to me and send me an email or send me a chat or raise your hands. I'm going to repeat some of the things we did. I'm going to do prefixes and suffixes again on Monday with the extras, and then we will do figures of speech. So I just want to say thank you for the lesson and thank you for the class. I'm glad you were here, and I hope you have a very nice weekend and that you relax, and we will see you again on Monday.